Hey everybody, I'm Nate Savage. This is Savage 5050. I'm here with my man Brandon Harvey.
What's up, man? What's up?
Yeah, not much, man. So you consider yourself a realtor, am I right?
Yes, I consider myself a private investor. It's
Hmm.
a big difference between the two, but not too much.
I understand that. It looked like you're working on some property now behind you, am I right?
Yeah, I'm actually in a house that I actually built. Um, right now, I put a kitchen in the back. I got the bathroom here. I just haven't painted the walls. I'm working on building a second story and another bedroom for right now. But yeah,
And that's a whole house, right?
yeah, yep. It's a complete house. Yep.
Okay, and you got multiple properties, right?
Yes, I currently have four, four that I'm running now, including this one. Including this one, yeah.
Okay, and I see you all the time on Instagram, so you represent the Bronx pretty hard. What's up with that?
Most definitely. This is where I'm from, man. I grew up there. All my family's there. I love where I'm from, so it's really home, but it's not a good place to live right now.
Oh
So
no, no, the taxes are crazy. The crime is going out of control.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so right now you live in Atlanta or just like outside of Atlanta?
I stay in a city called Stockbridge. It's about 15 minutes from Atlanta. Everybody
It's
calls
always better
Atlanta.
to live 15 minutes away from any inner city.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
I,
much.
I
That's
learned that, because I'm close to Philly, but I'm probably like a half hour away.
yeah,
But if anybody asks me where I'm from, I'm gonna say Philly to sound cool. Like, yeah, I live in
yeah.
Philly.
That's what everybody do here. I'm from Atlanta. They be from Covington. And they say
Man,
they're
but
from
now, how many states have you actually lived in?
I stayed in three, three states. So New York, Philly, Philadelphia,
Mhm.
Atlanta, and Atlanta. So I made my way to closer to Georgia.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And a lot of people don't know. Me and you actually went to school together, so this is somebody who
Yeah.
I actually know for
Yeah, man. Go way back, basketball days, being outside all day and night, playing ball, man. Like kids don't even do that no more, man.
No, no, no. Now we live in a society where everybody on their phone. It's completely
Yeah,
different.
yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah, man, the Bronx is a rough place. New York is a really rough place. I mean, it ain't nothing compared to what's going on in like Chicago. You heard of Chicago.
Yeah.
Um, Crime is out of control out there.
Yeah. It is.
And
It is.
then and then take it back to New York, Governor Cuomo actually voluntarily resigned. You heard about that?
Yeah, I
Uh,
did.
Sexual
Yep.
allegations and all kinds of stuff that he did,
Mm-hmm.
mishandled the COVID situation and all of that.
Yep.
Now, how is COVID out there in Atlanta? Are y'all still on strict lockdowns? Y'all got to wear a mask everywhere?
It's not strict lockdown. I think if I remember correctly, level 2. So they went back to mandating masks in certain places. It's not everywhere. Um, with this whole Delta variant thing, they're going back to being a little bit more stricter than what they were before. So, there was a lot of people that weren't wearing masks that are wearing masks again.
Mhm.
But it's um, there's always still large group stuff going on. Um, things like that, with people wearing masks. People are being more cautious now. It's
So in Atlanta, is it true that homosexuality is out of control?
I would say out here, it's the hub for homosexuality now. Even though it started, I think, where DC is that where they started the gay pride and
I
stuff like
mean,
that.
probably New York. I don't know. I mean,
I think it
either
was.
from what I understand, the number one place is like I think San Diego.
Yeah,
If I'm not
yeah,
mistaken,
yeah.
is like
It's
that's the
California,
real.
yeah. Yeah, that's where it's not. It wasn't DC. California is where they did the gay pride. They started it and stuff like that. But Georgia, Atlanta is like the hub for welcoming it. And of course, Black culture and
Right.
partying and stuff like that. So it's like a second home, but it's just of a larger magnitude being in Atlanta, because you could party, you could do whatever, you know what I'm saying, at the same time be, you know what I'm saying, what you want to be out here.
What is your opinion or impression on LGBTQ? What do you think about that movement?
The movement, I think I got mixed emotions about it, because I feel like the LGBT community is actually a strong community. You know, they're well protected in a lot of ways. I guess that you would say the majority in the community would mostly be Black, I guess you could say. But I think it's kind of more alarming, because um, as just a regular Black person, you're not protected. But if you're a gay Black person, you're protected. So I see some things that's weird with that specifically.
Even if you're a straight white Christian conservative man, you're under attack. But if you're a gay white man, you're protected.
Exactly. So
I'm fine with LG. Well, I can't necessarily say that. Like, if you want to be gay, I'm cool with that. It's the push on the children that I don't like.
yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that too. Like, I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? As far as the push, like, it's, you see it more where it's like they're just throwing it on you. They're constantly putting on you in the cartoons. You know what I'm saying? It just it's more of a push, and I find that to be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you do with your, you know, with your in your spare time, in your life, that's fine. But you know what I'm saying?
Well, let me
Like,
ask you, do you think that men can have babies?
no, that's impossible.
You heard about that before, right?
Of a man having a baby, nah, I ain't heard nothing like that.
It's the LGBTQ, like where they're trying to push this whole transgender thing, where it's like men are actually identifying as women that could
Yeah,
get a period and have babies. And
yeah,
these people are delusional, and we're doing them a disservice by going along with it as a society. We need to tell people like Bruce Jenner that he's a man and he's not a woman.
yeah. I think yeah, I definitely know about transgender. Certain places there, you know, if a man is born a man, he can still be identified as a woman. There's a lot of stuff that goes into putting, you know, this culture into society, because you may have a man that wants to be called Miss but identify as a man. So it's just a lot of mixture of stuff, even at work. Like at my job, you know, I do certain types of security,
Right.
and if we, you know, we're supposed to pat down gender with gender, but you know, if a woman identifies as a man, then we have to pat them down as a man. You know, vice versa. So
I
it's
heard,
just,
which I believe is true in DC. You know, DC is extra woke, and parts of California, there's actually men identifying as women and going to the female prison, and females are popping up pregnant.
yeah,
You heard
yeah.
about that?
I did hear about that. Like, you just kind of open up a door of more madness, because just like how it's happening over there, people got identified as a woman, go to the women's bathroom, rape women in the women's bathroom.
Right. And
You
for
know,
you, you have a daughter. You wouldn't want a trans man in the bathroom with your daughter.
no, not at all.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about this. Should Black people stick to their own? Like when it comes to dating, should Black men and Black women only date other black people?
No, in my opinion, I don't think it really matters. You know what I'm saying? This world's so mixed up and colorful now, Um, I feel like, people, especially with the internet, the world, just the web, find love online.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just connect with somebody genuinely through love. It don't really matter. You know what I'm saying?
Are you on the right or the left?
You say on the right or the left?
Yeah. Are you conservative or more liberal?
I guess I would say more conservative.
That's good. Do you love America?
Nah,
Why
nah.
not? How can you be conservative and not love America?
Um, as far as what America has been built off of, it's been built off of, African Americans, Mexicans, people of different cultures, and you would expect.
What did African Americans do to build America?
What did they do to build America? So they built, they made America just simply culture, the culture that they had, the slaves, Africans, um, building America up into modern times. A lot of black people. There's a book that I had where I explained about how things that black people have created and made, things that weren't patented by them, that Caucasians took and stole
So
and
let me
patented.
ask you, what was it white people that made America a free country, or was it black people that made America a free country?
If you want to go detailed as far as like the war, um, I would say they probably go hand in hand.
July last month was White History Month. Did you celebrate it?
So I didn't even know about it. I know about White History Month.
The white man created the best country on this side of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And the white man put together the law of the land and created the greatest constitution that I ever heard of. Not saying that the Constitution is necessarily followed all the time, but I would say the white man actually put together this country.
Okay.
So I don't necessarily believe that, when people say this, the country was built off of immigration and all of that stuff. And the land was actually bought in a lot of places. Different parts of America was actually bought from the Indians. And then later on, we say it was stolen. That's where the term Indian giving came from.
Yeah.
How much do you care about the Constitution?
Not too much. Not too much.
These are all questions that you're not expecting. You never watch my YouTube channel, so you don't even know what you're like. He's asking some crazy questions.
Oh no, they're not crazy. I mean, you answer the question, I answer.
So, okay, so you don't care. Why don't you care about the Constitution? The Constitution give us the freedom that we have in this country.
Yeah, but at the same time, it still protects the white man. As long as the white man's protected, then we're under that umbrella.
But the thing is, when you go to these quote unquote pro blackity black back to Africa countries, you think you're protected there just for being black?
No, not at all.
No. What would you prefer, capitalism or socialism?
What's the difference between the two? Capitalism, socialism.
Capitalism is what you're doing, being there to buy a bunch of property and rent it out and build yourself to be a wealthy man in America and live an American dream. Socialism is basically you're ruled by a dictator, and they tell you got to work in a sweatshop, and you're going to get paid X amount of dollars, and you can't move up.
Yeah, I would have to stick with the capitalism side.
That's what the straight white Christian conservative man is trying to conserve in America, and the far left is trying to rip the Constitution apart and turn us into a radical socialist communist country. the white Christian conservative man believe in gun rights. How do you feel about the Second Amendment? Even though I know you said you don't care that much about the Constitution, do you care about the Second Amendment?
Um, whether I guess you see, I'm from the streets, so whether they said you can have guns or not, I'm still gonna have them.
Pookie and Ray Ray always going to have a gun.
Yeah,
But gun control, it only affects the law-abiding citizen that want to do
yeah,
it the right way.
yeah. No,
So,
yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. 'Cause
and
there's
you live in
always
Georgia. Georgia's for the most part, a red state, although I think you guys unfortunately went blue this year. So I know in Georgia itself, the gun is like, it's really gun friendly out there. Am I right?
yeah, yeah.
And
It
then
is.
when you get up here closer to the Northeast, the gun
Yeah,
friendly stuff start going away real quick.
yeah, yeah.
Do
That's
you
true.
think that people should have to have a permit to have a gun?
Permit. And I would probably say I don't see the point of having a permit. I don't see what's the point of going through that process of even
I
having a.
agree. Did you ever read the Second Amendment before?
I have. It's been a minute, so like it's been a long time. So
Let me ask, what do shall not be infringed mean to you?
what you say?
Shall not be infringed.
Should not be infringed.
Your
Law
right
big
to bear arms shall not be infringed is what the Constitution say.
right to bear arms should not be infringed or taken away.
Yeah, like basically, yeah, everybody should have the right to bear arms. Even if you're a criminal, the government shouldn't tell you that your life isn't important enough for you to protect your life with a firearm.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with
And
that.
that's what the founding fathers believed in, and they knew that like 200 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So we could thank the white man for that one.
Amen. Amen to the white man.
Yeah. So what is your opinion on gentrification? I know you're in real estate and all of that stuff. I know you got a strong opinion on gentrification. What is your opinion?
Um,
I know usually when a gay couple move in town, that's a place you want to buy some property.
um, gentrification. I don't know. I see a issue with it. You know, like when I buy my houses, I rent them out, and I rent them to help people. And most of the people that I help um, are trying to move up. You know what I'm saying? So me lending a hand to help kind of goes against the whole gentrification process of going up on rent, going up on taxes, moving low income families out to bring rich ones in. I just see it as a game, So I ain't really too keen on the gentrification too much.
I always thought gentrification was a good thing. For me, I live in a house, a single home. You've been in my house once before in New
Yeah.
Jersey. It's nothing but woods and trees in front of me.
Mm.
I don't want them to build the projects across the street from me. I'd
Yeah.
rather them build the country club in front of me. So instead of my house being worth 150,000, my house then go up to 300,000. If they build the projects across the street, my house is going to go from 150,000 to $50,000.
Yeah, which is true. Which is true.
Black people always complain about, oh, the roads are not fixed and we have horrible schools and this ain't right in the Black community and it's trash everywhere. Do Black people really want what they're asking for? Because when a great white man comes to the neighborhood to fix it up, the value goes up. When more police come in town, they protect the neighborhood, so the crime rate go down, the neighborhood looks better. So nothing comes for free. I don't care what country you live in. So I
Yeah,
always consider gentrification to be a good thing.
yeah. But at the same time, it still affects a lot of people as far as the pocket and as far as helping. So I guess you would have to decide whether your pockets is more important than somebody's life. You feel me?
Do you think that we should have a welfare system?
It's a question I wouldn't even know how to answer that.
Do you believe in Section 8? Do you think that there should be a such thing as Section 8?
Should it be a such thing as for Section 8? I see why not. I see why not. You know, there's
I would say for elderly people and for people that's physically incapable. I'm Black, you Black. I know you got family members that make a career out of welfare in Section 8.
Not that I know of, but I'm sure there is.
You're a unique Black person. Me as a Black man, I got family members that basically made a career off of welfare.
Yeah, see, there's people that do that, yeah. There's definitely people that take advantage of the system, which really isn't helping them in the beginning anyway.
Do you got a problem with Black people yelling out Black power?
No.
Do you got a problem with white people yelling out white power?
No.
I agree. That's the thing. It's like a lot of people don't like that, but I feel like if somebody is racist, why should you care if they're not doing anything to affect you?
Exactly. That's how they could yell, they could say all types of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, you got
like, for example, you heard of Dr. Umar, or you heard of Louis Farrakhan.
I heard of them, yeah.
Black power and you know, the Black man is God and all of this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with that. However, I believe that white people should have the same freedom as Black people do to be able to have a pro-white meeting if they want to have a pro-white meeting.
Most definitely. Most definitely. They could do, you know what I'm saying, the same thing as a Black person yelling Black power. It's mainly the action behind it. The action behind it. So, you know, you hanging people and stuff like that.
If you're doing physical violence, that's a problem. Or if you're making life threats to people, that's different. Okay, so you prove that you are a conservative man. Okay. So let me ask you, is a racist Marxist terrorist organization, I don't know if you ever heard of it, it's called Black Lives Matter.
Oh yeah, I heard of Black Lives Matter, yeah.
What is your opinion on Black Lives Matter?
My opinion, I feel like it's just a business. I feel like there's a white man that's actually making the money off of it.
Yeah, as a white man, George Soros and the 3 lesbian Black women are profiting off of it.
Yeah.
They buying property all around the country, and Black Lives Matter is built off of a lie. Do you think that is anything positive about Black Lives Matter?
No, it just creates more issues. So certain things you don't have to say. You know, all lives matter at the end of the day. All lives matter, but you don't have to say Black Lives Matter. You don't have to say White Lives Matter. At the end of the day, I move a little different. So I'm gonna give you an example. If what happened to Floyd was my cousin or my close brother, I wouldn't go through all of the TV and the parading. I would just have somebody kill that motherfucker, and then that was even. I feel like when people realize, you know, if somebody's beating on you and you keep telling them politely, hey, stop hitting me, and they keep beating on you, the next thing that you can expect is that you're going to get beat on tomorrow. So to cut all of that commercials, get to the real issue. If people started doing an eye for eye, a tooth for a tooth, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be happening for as long as it's been going on.
George Floyd was an unemployed drug addict. Derek Chauvin was a scumbag, and he should rot in prison for the rest of his life, which I don't care if he do or don't. Derek Chauvin was a stupid ass cop, right? George Floyd put himself in that position. George Floyd was on all kinds of drugs. The autopsy also said that George Floyd overdosed as well. George Floyd could have easily just participated with what the cops was doing. He probably wouldn't even got arrested or anything, but he was just having a super panic attack.
Yeah.
And I believe George Floyd also played the role into his own death. I'm not saying that the cop didn't contribute, but on
Yeah.
top of that, the drug dealer who sold George Floyd the drugs, who was in the back seat, he should also have been on trial with Derek Chauvin.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't care who was on drugs. I don't like all that stuff really don't matter. At the end of the day, you take a life, and if it's somebody close to me, I already told you it's gonna happen. So, if what I'm saying, somebody cousin Ray or down the street, cousin was on TV and they about the life or whatever, and they want to prove a point. The simplest way, in my opinion, would be just to kill him.
Do you believe in the death penalty?
Death penalty. Do I believe in the death penalty? I'm trying to think. It's a good question. Do I believe in it?
Should man determine if another man should live or die?
Nah.
But you just said that you would determine that a man need to die if they did something to your family. Who are you to turn yourself into God?
Oh yeah. See, I'm fucked up. But I'm be honest. But I'm gonna tell you. So with me telling you, that would give you the notion not to fuck with my family. It's plain simple. So I'm giving you a head start. I'm giving you what's gonna happen if this happens. Right. Pretty much like God, yeah. Pretty much like you eat from the tree, you will positively die. What happened? We positively will die. So, and we're made in God's image. So at the end of the day, if I tell you what's gonna happen to you if you do this, then you make your own choice. Now, what I do, I have to answer to God, but I'm not gonna back down to what I said.
And if I'm not mistaken, Brandon, you grew up a Jehovah's Witness, am I right?
Yeah.
Are you still practicing?
No.
What are you now?
I'm nothing.
Do you believe in God?
Yeah.
So would you just say, oh, I'm spiritual?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, yeah.
Okay. Should white people have white guilt and feel bad about slavery? White people today?
Should they have about slavery today? I don't think so. No. I don't think so, no.
I agree with that. We're not taught the full context of slavery. Slavery was never based off of racism. It was strictly business.
Yeah.
And in Northern Africa, African people enslaved way more Caucasian people than America did. And that's a fact that's not really talked about. What if you're up in the North, like when you lived in the Bronx or if you lived in Pennsylvania, Black people always said, I want to move down South, right? Mm-hmm. What's the reason Black people want to move down South?
There's a lot of reasons. So you have more of the down South culture. There was more positive Black inspiration. You had more people bonding together business-wise. So Black culture, the music, politicians, you had more African Americans doing better up north. I know me personally, up north, I would see down south, I've seen more white homeless people than I've seen up north.
Yeah, true. You know, if I would have known that you was going to be conservative, I would have came up with a different series of questions for you.
Gotcha.
Going right through this. Can white people solve Black people problems?
to a financial aspect, yeah, but eternal as far as the stuff that, you know, people have been through already and what they're going through. No, but financially, yeah.
Yeah, Black people actually put their own self in these problems because the thing is, Black people are messed up culturally. Is a cultural problem. We
Yeah.
can't necessarily blame slavery or Jim Crow because under slavery, Black people were still getting married and sticking together as a family, even with the threat of being killed through
Yeah.
marriage.
Yeah.
And Black people stuck together during Jim Crow. There was
Yeah.
a time when Black people built and wasn't blaming a white man. If you ever heard of Booker T. Washington,
Yeah.
he wrote a great book called Up from Slavery. He had no resentment towards the white man, and he walked miles barefoot and helped clean a school and do whatever he can to be educated with way less resources than an average Black man have today.
Yeah.
And he had no resentment for the white man. So I think us blaming the white man, we're actually putting ourselves a step back.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like, financially, there were situations where people could have chose a different route and they chose otherwise. Financially, us as a Black people make a lot of messed up decisions. You have, the saying, people with money, we act like we never had money before type thing. So we sometimes, for the most part, make the wrong decisions. But when it comes to the Black and white, the white people will always be a step ahead. They'll always be one up, and they will always have white privilege. And white privilege is the problem for me.
I was going to ask you about that. What is white privilege?
White privilege to me is a pass. It's pretty much a pass. Where another white person will pass up their own and focus on a different race. White privilege, they give them a step up. They give them a step up.
For me, I don't believe in white privilege. And I don't like when we call white people supremacists because that's validating white people. I don't believe no white man is superior to me.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in white privilege because the reason why, I believe in class privilege. I believe that if you are a wealthy Black man, your children would be better off than a poor white person children would be.
You're right.
I believe that if you get in trouble as a Black man and your parents can afford you a top-notch lawyer, you're going to be better off than a white person that's poor that get in trouble with the law. If they can't afford a lawyer and they got to get a public pretender to represent them. So I don't believe in white privilege. I believe in class privilege.
Okay.
I never met a white supremacist in my life.
Yeah.
I don't believe, I hate that. I don't know why. I disagree with Black people calling white people white supremacists because that's you calling a white person a white superior person.
Yeah.
And I don't believe they're superior in no way. I don't believe that Black people are superior to white people neither.
Yeah.
I think you can create yourself to be better than another person though.
Yeah.
I don't believe that all people are born equal depending on what your last name is. I know, like, for example, I'm sure your daughter is going to be better off than my kids because you're richer than me, Brandon.
Things change. I get what you're saying. I mean, I get
what do Black people mean when they say they keep us stuck in the hood?
I don't know what they mean when they say
You
that.
heard that term before.
I know what they're saying, but I don't know what it means. Meaning, I wouldn't agree that that's what it is. Like, you mentioned before, we make decisions that keep us where we're at for the most part and find us someone to blame. Those I don't agree with. So I agree with working as hard as you can to get out of whatever situation you're in. Because sometimes it could be our own parents. You know what I'm saying? There's Black parents that I've known. I've been through it, so you got to go through it. So instead of saving up for their kids, you know what I'm saying, they make it hard for their own next generation. So I don't believe in that. There's a lot that builds up to where you're at, but if you're motivated to get out, you can. You know what I'm saying? If you're motivated to get out, you can.
I agree. And that's the narrative that we need to be teaching to Black people. Instead of this, I feel like we got a crab in a barrel mentality, and I never heard a white person tell me I can't accomplish anything. However, I do hear that from other Black people, like, oh, it's going to be harder for you because you're Black. And it's like a real discouraging speech that Black people give to other Black people.
Yeah. No, you're right. I've dealt with that too. You know what I'm saying? I've dealt with that. And yeah, like, you know, pretty much getting out is not easy. You know what I'm saying? We're not born, we don't get to choose who we're born to. You know what I'm saying? So if we start somewhere, we always have a way of elevating. Now, you may have obstacles and stuff. You might have a white person try to bring you down or put another white person in front of you, but you can still keep pushing.
Overall, in my life, I had way more Black people that look like me hating on me than white people did.
I've had it too.
And I feel like you're being blind to reality if you're judging people off of race and not the content of their character. Because Black people can screw you over just as well as a white person can.
Most definitely. That's why I stay to myself. To myself.
And what is your opinion on defunding the police?
I feel like it's kind of don't make sense to do that. I don't agree with it. You know,
they're not going to defund the police where white people live.
Yeah. And I don't agree with defunding the police. I mean, granted, you have a few bad eggs out of a bunch, and it's a part of life, but canceling it out together causes more problems, causes more people to lose their jobs, causes more crime to go up. Doesn't really solve anything. And then somebody breaking your house, you don't have nobody to call. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. And then a lot of these inner cities that want to defund the police, they also want to take your right away to bear arms. So you don't have the right to bear arms to protect yourself. And on top of that, they defunding the cops in them cities.
Yeah.
Now the conservative states, they don't agree with defunding the police, and they don't agree with taking away the Second Amendment from the people. That's more of like a liberal thing, like in New York and Jersey and Philadelphia and of course Chicago.
Yeah. I don't agree with defunding the police, man.
And earlier I meant to ask you about Chicago. If you was the mayor of Chicago, what would you do to slow down the violence?
Oh, wow. I think at this point, Chicago, even the people in Chicago are known for their violence. They like the reputation of it. So for a lot of folks there, it's like a good thing for them.
What do they call it? It's like drill music or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Drill music. Like that's acceptable. That's how you're.
It's promoting genocide.
Yeah, so it would take a lot more than buildings, I don't know, recreational things to keep them occupied and things like that, because you have gangs out there. So mentally, it would take a lot. I don't know what it would take. It would definitely take maybe separating, if it was possible, everybody, you know what I'm saying? But of course, it's impossible. But it would take a lot, you know what I'm saying? Definitely, I don't know what it would take.
If I was the mayor of Chicago, I would have stop and frisk. And I know a lot of people would say, oh, that's racist. But I don't care about being called the racist if 30 bodies to 50 bodies are dropping every weekend, some people that's going to have to feel uncomfortable, and we got to bring back stop and frisk.
I think you can help. I mean, I wouldn't stop any type of action to try to stop the violence. I agree with anything possible.
I would have National Guard on the ground as well.
Yeah, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Because I feel like, right now it ain't what they're doing now ain't working. So
no, and it was a 29-year-old cop, a female, Ella French, I believe was her name. She got ambushed and killed by two thugs on the street. Yeah. She was gunned down in Chicago just the other week. Chicago is an anti-police city. If you commit a crime in Chicago, the cops aren't even allowed to chase you on foot. So the cops are basically security guards.
Yeah, without a gun.
And a lot of these inner cities, like San Francisco and San Diego and all of that, a lot of these cities that's ran by Democrats are anti-cops, and they promote a lot of the crime. And in California, right now, me and you could actually take a flight together and meet up in California, and we could bring trash bags in any store we want. Long as you don't steal more than $999 worth of merchandise, you can't be prosecuted.
Wow.
So stores are fleeing California left and right. Walgreens, I think 17 locations shut down because you literally are allowed to go to California and just steal from the store, and they can't do nothing to you. And the cops won't come because what's the point? You can't be prosecuted, so what's the point of arresting you?
Wow, I've been to California the first time.
California is being torn apart. On top of that, California homeless people are allowed to take a crap right outside of your business, and it's legal.
Oh, wow.
In California, there's stations where you can get clean heroin needles. It's a homeless crisis out there. California is being torn apart by radical left-wing Democrats. Wow. Did you hear about any of the stuff I'm talking about?
Nah.
California is being torn apart.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that stuff up, man. I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know too much about that going on.
What's your mayor name? Keisha Bottoms, right?
Yeah, Keisha Lance
Bottoms. Yeah, that lady's crazy too. She's not that much greater than Lori Lightfoot. She's anti-cops too. She hates the cops as well.
Anything dealing with politics, I think everybody full of shit, to be honest. I don't feel shit. At the end of the day, they all lying about something to get what they want. I think, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I think the government is too big. However, I think for us, I think that anybody, see, when it comes to the culture, I believe that, well, let me ask you, who do you think is promoting the cancel culture? Democrats or Republicans?
You said the cancer culture?
Yeah, the cancel culture that's going on. Where, oh, you offended me, I got to cancel you.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
The Democratic Party is the #1 people that's promoting cancel culture. Where the Democratic Party, they don't believe in freedom of speech. If you say something against the LGBTQ, that's considered hate speech. If you say something that's anti-Black, that's considered hate speech. If you say something against Lizzo being fat, that's hate speech. And the Democratic Party is canceling anybody who has a right-wing view. I'm sure you heard of Kevin Samuels. He's buzzing all around, right?
I think so. Who is that?
Kevin Samuels is the guy that bring women into reality and let them know that every woman don't qualify for a high-value male.
Oh, no, I did hear about that. Yeah.
Did you ever listen to him before?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Even him, they want to cancel him because he's bringing women into reality.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Who do you think is promoting abortion? The straight white Christian conservative man or liberal white people?
It's one of them white folks. I don't know, but it's one of them white folks. Definitely one of them.
Do you think it's racist to promote abortion on black women?
Is it racist to promote? Is it racist? I think it would be racist if you promote it to any specific race.
The Democratic Party is promoting abortion as a great thing for black women.
I ain't know that. Why is that? I ain't know that.
Okay. Let me ask you, if you could name your top 3 greatest men or women of all time, who would they be?
That's kind of vague, man, because I'm going to start with rap.
Well, do they promote killing other black people?
Probably.
So they can't be great.
They did what they said. That's honest enough for me. Shit, who hasn't fucking killed anybody, really? Who hasn't killed anybody?
You know, when I read up on Black history, I found out about so many great people. Like Booker T. Washington is one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
Marcus Garvey, he
like
was great as well.
I like what's it, Box Joe Brown?
Uh-huh.
Some of the box. I thought that was one of my interesting good guys, because me personally, I got a phobia of tight places. I can only imagine being in a box that, like, it's just the way the box, man, the way they've done things. Of course, Martin Luther King, definitely. He promoted nonviolence, even when, they were going through what they were going through. And then I would have to say Django.
You know what? I don't know enough about Django. Was Django, that was based off a true story, right?
I don't even know. I hope it was.
I don't know if that was, I could be wrong. So don't quote me on that, but
I don't know.
That's like saying a Black Panther was your favorite. I think it's gonna go with like Nat Turner or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, Nat Turner, man. Yeah. Nat Turner was another one.
I think Nat Turner, he opened up a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah. I think because they were in fear all the time. They were just in fear. So I think when he came around, it kind of was like, yo, they bleed just like us. They're human just like us. It kind of changed it up a little bit.
What do you think about Abraham Lincoln? Was he a good man?
I be hearing this controversy. Was he a good man? Shit, you never know. He did some things to help, but who knows about politics, man? Because politics, you never know what's really behind things. You know what I'm saying? They do one thing to accomplish another agenda that'll be catastrophic. So I don't know. I would say he was in the position to make a change, and he did make change.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. Man, that was good. That was a good. Is there anything you want to ask me?
Let's see. I have to really think on this. Hold on. Give me some time, man. Give me some time. Let me think about it. Think about that.
You got to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well.
Oh no, I will.
Hopefully everybody listening subscribe.
Yeah, 'cause I want to hear other people's comments and stuff too, based off of the questions. I'm
Yeah,
curious.
it's crazy because I didn't know you never listened to none of my content before, so you probably went into this blind. But this is the kind of stuff I talk about on my channel all the time.
Gotcha. Well, I like it, yo. I think it's dope as hell because you could get people's ideas and feedbacks and shit. Sometimes they answer their own questions. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They answer their own questions even if they don't know. Well, I think it's good to have. You know what I'm saying? I think it's dope, definitely. I think it's dope. Would
Yeah.
you, matter of fact, my question for you, I only got one right now. My question, do you accept, are you okay or do you accept interracial marriages and
Um, I I mean, people could do what they want.
yeah,
Um, for me, I'm gonna marry, if I ever get married, a black woman,
okay,
and that's just how I feel.
gotcha.
Um, and I think that we should accept white people saying they want to stick with their own kind, because black people can say it all the time, but if a white person say that, they're going to be accused of being racist.
True, definitely.
It's
Def-
nothing wrong with people sticking with their own kind. The
yeah,
China man do it, the East Indian man do it, and every culture do it, and it's that's culturally normal.
yeah,
So I don't think there's nothing wrong with a white person if they just want to date white people,
yeah.
or and same thing with black people.
So my follow-up question with that, do you I got two questions, matter of fact. But the follow-up question with that, do you think that the Caucasian race is diminishing?
They need to start making some more white babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that answers the question. That answers the question. I got. Do you also believe the I forgot what it's called, but when they every the census. Do you believe the census that there's more uh they say, I think the census of how many how, whites and blacks are on the earth. Do you believe that? Me, I don't know. Me personally, I don't.
Well, I think, well, if I'm hearing you right, black people are is the majority throughout the world.
But I think the census don't say that. On the census, they say there's more whites than there
Mm,
are.
no, I think it's a fact that black people are is more black people than anybody. I mean, black women are the number one woman all around the world.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree.
And in America, we're the minority, though.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Man, I got a dude, man. I actually work with him, and we be talking about stuff like this all the time,
Right.
man. We talking, and
He gonna like
I would
this
love to.
interview. You got to make sure he see this interview.
Yeah, but I want you to interview him too, because he's very smart. He actually went to Philly to hear, I forgot these speakers, but he's been to Philly to hear these black speakers speak. Um, I'm sure you know of them. I just don't know the names, but I'm definitely gonna let him see this. And
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
I'm surprised. So you grew up. I know we're gonna go back real quick, but you grew up a Jehovah Witness. What made you turn away from God to the point where you don't have a God anymore?
um, I would say I don't have a
Well, hold
God.
on. Let me. I'm wrong. You did say you're spiritual, right? So you
Yeah,
do believe in God, but you don't have a religion. Am I hearing you right?
yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
There was being young, you know what I'm saying, was in the religion, and it was kind of like my own fault. There's certain things you can't do, you're not supposed to do, bad image, it's a bad image on the church and things like that. So me being young, I strayed away early. because I wanted to, be selfish and do my own thing, but it had nothing to do with the church or anything. It was just me wanting to do my own thing, which is selfish as hell, but we're all human. So I made that choice.
This was another good interview, man. I hope I didn't offend you at all with none of the questions.
Oh no.
Well, all right. We'll talk off there. This was a good interview. I'm gonna wrap this one up in the books. Yo, Brandon, is there anything you want to promote or a website or something you got going on, or maybe an apartment address that you've written out?
Yeah, I don't have no websites right now, but I do real estate. I buy homes, I rent them out to low-income families, whether you're black or white. It doesn't matter. In Atlanta, Georgia. My Facebook. You find me on Facebook. It's Bronx Bez Harvey. Come find me on there. I can always, try to help refer you to some decent homes and prices. I've been doing the real estate for like 11 years now, so it's been a good good run with that. I try to help just in general financially as much as I can. I'm gonna start back the music too. Got some stuff that I'm gonna start working on. Try to make at least an album. That's my life goal. And whether it goes somewhere, I hope so. But I definitely want to make an album and see where it goes. But other than that, I'm in Atlanta. I'm gonna be flying too. I'll be flying to Philly. I'll be flying around. So I'm gonna just need y'all to pick me up from the airport if y'all want to come see me. I'll be flying definitely, man.
Yeah, hit me up when you in town.
Huh?
Hit me up when you get in town.
I got you, because I was talking to somebody that stayed in Coatesville right now. I was telling them that, I was thinking about coming down to the airport. So, I got some, I just, you know how I do. I just want to meet up, see all my old friends.
Yeah.
And family and stuff. So.
All right, Brandon, I'm gonna hit you up on Facebook. People don't like when my interviews go too long. So.
Oh, yeah, it's cool. It's
cool. Thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, it was good to be here, man. Thank you.
All right, peace.